Hello, Internet. Idiot Craftman here. Do you have any kind of interest in making 3D printed dragons that are articulating? I thought these guys were super cool. They're not exactly the reason why I got into 3D printing, but they are super fun to print, and a lot of people are very interested in them. So they can be a lot of fun, but they're also kind of a challenge to print if you have never done them before, or if you're new to 3D printing. So there can be a lot of different settings that you need to mess with, and you might not even be sure where necessarily you need to go to get one, or to get a file for it, rather. So we're going to go over all that kind of stuff today. Just kind of take it from the very beginning and go from there. So first thing that we want to do is we want to go ahead and find the file that we want to use as the dragon. So we are going to go over here. So we're going to go into STL So some people may not use this or know about it. So this is a subscription for 3D print files. They give you really good ones, and that's actually what I use most of the time for my prints. So for example, I've got this big old guy here. So he's really cool. And I also have this guy is a steampunk dragon. So he's got an articulating mouth here, articulating wings, feet, all that good stuff. And this guy's nice and long too. So they've got all kinds of cool stuff like that. So let's just kind of go through here real quick. So if you don't have one of the memberships here, then we'll go through another route that you can go through. So I do have a subscription to STL Flix. So this is some of the new stuff that they have here. This stuff I actually haven't seen before. I'm not sure if that one's new per se. I've seen some of that. So main thing that I do is I just go over here to explore, and you can see here these are going to be the newest ones that they have. A lot of times the stuff that they have is print in place, but a lot of it isn't. So you just kind of have to keep your eyes open for that. So I like to just go down to filament for the printer type. And then we're just going to go in here and type in dragon. And this is going to give you all your different options here. So some of these are not articulating. So just kind of depends on what you're looking for. These guys are kind of cool. It looks like that's a two-piece setup maybe. So I've printed one of these guys before. I've actually got him. Oh, that is not this guy. I've got one of those somewhere. Here we go. So that's this guy right here. You can see I did a 2-color on that one. And then this one right here is that big one that I just showed you guys. So we're just going to go through here. And I actually like the way this one looks. I'm just going to double check. This guy, I think, has to print in multiple pieces. Let me look at that guy real quick. Yeah, so it gives you all of your options here. It says it doesn't need support. It says approximate print time is 3 days, 10 hours, blah, blah, blah. So this one looks like it's going to be a nice and difficult one. Let me just go in here to Cura and see. Which one is he? Yeah, so you can see this guy has all kinds of different pieces to him, which, most of the time that's fine. I just don't usually like doing the multiple ones like that. I like to just stick with the print in place ones personally. Um, so let's go back over to here. So you can see we've got a whole bunch of different options. I've printed out this guy before, but the wings have a tendency to snap on that. But it comes out very cool looking. I do like that one a lot. So steampunk, that's this guy right here. Looks like this one's actually the 2.0. I think I did just the regular steampunk dragon last time. So it looks like he's got fancy, almost kind of angel wings. So I kind of like that one. So let's click on him. Let's see. All right, so that guy's kind of cool. So let's go ahead and download that. And let's go back over to Cura. And I forgot which one he's called. So just Steampunk Dragon 2.0. So Steampunk Dragon 2.0. There we go. Pull up our slicer here. And you can see because of the way they do the wings, it looks like you don't need any kind of support. So this guy looks very, very cool. Now, I do have some filament in right now, but I don't have a whole lot. So I am actually going to take this guy and we're going to scale him down a little bit. So let's see if we can take him down to about 70%. So I think I should have enough filament to cover that. So for the initial layer height, I like to have it a little bit more. I like to have the initial layer height a little bit bigger than what you normally would have. So let me see here. All right. So, whoops. All right. So we want to have that at 0.16. We're going to do the 0.2 for the layer height, for the initial layer height, because we do want to have that a little bit thicker. So let's scroll down here. So we've got the infill density at about 10%. I think it said that you can even go smaller than that if you really wanted to. Let me see. So it'll usually tell you right here. Yeah, so it says recommended infill 7%. I actually sell these though. So a lot of times it's going to be kids that are messing with these guys. So you want to have them a little bit thicker. Otherwise, they're just going to end up snapping the first time they pick them up. So we've got 10% for the infill density. I usually have it on cubic. You can do gyroid if you want to. That's what they usually recommend for you. But I have better luck with cubic. And then I usually leave most of this stuff alone. For dragons, you want to make sure that you have it a little bit slower print speed. That kind of helps with making sure that you don't have any kind of stringing or anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and slow this down just a little bit more because I'm not in a big rush on this guy. So travel speed, I think the default is 150, so we're just going to leave it at that. Initial layer speed, you want to make sure that that's nice and slow so that you get a good solid first layer down. And let's see. So I've seen people do the jerk control, acceleration control. I've never really had any kind of an issue with that one way or the other. I've been having a good amount of luck with my retraction at 5, retraction speed 45. Combing mode, you want to make sure that that's set to not in skin. And if there's anything that I kind of skip over here that you have any questions about, definitely feel free to let me know. It's been a while since I've had a whole lot of questions about this. So for the build plate adhesion, what I used to do is I used to do a brim on this. And let me kind of take a second here to just kind of show you how they turn out when you don't get your settings all the way right. So this guy here, you can see we've got a lot of stringing, and we had a brim here. So it doesn't have good movement, but this whole thing, it's got the light infill, so it's kind of like squishy. The whole thing just didn't really turn out great. So just you kind of got to make sure that your settings are all good, and you want to first and foremost make sure that you've got your printer bed level. Once you've got your print bed level, then take things from there. So all right, let's go back into this guy here. So like I said, we're just going to do the skirt for the initial run on this. So what I like to do is I like to do about 4 lines on the skirt. That way I can make sure that the actual bed is level, kind of a final check on that. So let's see here. So everything looks good on that. So let's go ahead and slice this. And we'll give that a second to slice here. And we'll see what it comes down to. All right. So it's showing just about 20 hours. So sometimes that's accurate. Sometimes it's not crazy accurate. It's a rough estimate. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my memory card out from here real quick. So I've got this Mintian camera, which I really like that. I'll show you how that runs in just a second here. So pop my memory card in there, and then you're going to see we've got save to removable disk. So we're going to just pop that in here. And Steampunk Dragon 2.0. Perfect. So we're going to go ahead and eject that. And we're going to put this back in our camera over here. And I've dropped it. Bear with me. All right. So we have lost our memory card. Hello, Jonathan. How are you doing today? You caught me just in time to be losing my memory card. So we are going to do a new one. It's always good to have a backup memory card just in case something like this happens. So we are going to save this Steampunk Dragon. We're going to eject. And let's see if I can put this in properly without losing it this time. All right. We are good to go. All right, so now we just need to come into Beagle Print here. So we are going to refresh this. So we're going to want to select our Steampunk Dragon down here, and we're going to load and print. And now we just have to wait for that to get all the way up to temperature. And so that is how you get an STL Flix loaded. Now here we've got Thingiverse. So Thingiverse is just a free version. So they've got a lot of good stuff on here. And when I first got started into doing the whole 3D printing thing, I was using Thingiverse all the time. So I was using this I went to Dragon, and I'm on a different computer now than what I initially started with. So I had done the articulated flame dragon here and the ice dragon. This is the one that I always had the best luck with, was the ice dragon right here. And like I said, these guys are free. So as long as you're not planning on selling it, you would need a commercial license to be able to do the ice dragon here. And like I said, I've also done the articulated flame dragon. And this is the one that we're printing right now. This is on STL Flix. And these are the other ones that we have. So one of these days, I'm going to go through and make a few more of the things on STL Flix. And right now, we're just waiting on our printer to finish heating up. Once that is done heating up, then we're going to go ahead and get that all set. Make sure that that's nice and level and everything like that. So let me go back into here. So this should hopefully give me an idea. It looks like we've got our temperature rising on there. So we're currently set at 205 and 60. So the nozzle temp is 205, which is for this particular filament that I'm using, that's what I've had the best luck with so far. And then we've got 60 down here for the bed temperature. That way we don't have any kind of issues with the print not sticking or anything like that. So I just kind of want to go through real quick while we're waiting and see. On STL Flicks, they just added a few new drops on here. It looks like we've got some fancy puzzle box kind of things. So, all right. Sounds like our printer is going here. So, let's see. Bring you guys along with me real quick. Sorry if this is a little bit crazy shaky here, but I just kind of want to get an idea of what we're looking for on our first layer. So we're going to have our skirt go down first here. And this is gold filament that we're using. So we want to make sure that we don't have anything too high, nothing too low. All right, so hopefully you can see there what our lines are looking like. Now, to me, it looks like the back end can come down just a hair. And just minor adjustments where we need them. Bring this back just a little bit, and I think we should be good to go. All right. Okay, so let's check out what that looks like on here. So this is going to be our first layer, and it looks like it's coming down good. All right. So that was getting our first layer in there. And that is how we use STL Flicks. That's how we use Thingiverse. So if you have any questions on using either of those, definitely feel free to let me know. I definitely enjoy using Thingiverse for all kinds of free stuff. I did just recently make a little 3D model thing using Tinkercad the other day. So if you want to have any kind of instructional information on how to use Tinkercad, definitely leave me a comment. Let me know if that would be something that you're interested in. If not, I plan on doing a little bit more information in the future. I'm going to post a video on how the dragon turned out, all that good stuff, and trying to think what else I have for you guys. I think that I'm going to stop rambling for right now. And yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks, guys.